Welcome everybody. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for tonight. We are so excited. Welcome to UAP, Universal Alien Phenomenon with Rainey and Nicole. Welcome, welcome, where we talk everything alien, everything not of this world. And my beautiful guest, Nicole Borghi, please tell us a little bit about yourself and where we can find your amazing self.
So you can find me. Hello, I am glad to be here, Rainey. It's so awesome to do this and collaborate with you. I'm in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And you can find me telepathically, or you can find me through Zoom, call me. I'm here, I'll find you. And you know what? For those of you who don't know me, I'm a psychic, not a psycho. Well, yes, and I embrace my crazy, but to be here, have had contact, so I love to share with that telepathy and that that speech and that form of contact, however you do it through even remote viewing. But to be here tonight was a bit of a feat, but I know as well as you, Rainey, that we have to be here. We have to talk about that, especially as healers and energy workers, how important it is that we speak out about this contact and about aliens and other life form and the DNA and our frequencies, how they intertwine, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love the movie Contact. For me, that movie just resonated. And Dr. Arroway said that this is an awful waste of space if we're the only ones here. That's like my favorite line, right?
Right.
And when I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I got chills and shivers because I myself, not abduction, none of that, but I have had experiences that I cannot explain. And it's funny because it seems to follow my mother's side of the family. I'm not the only one. The more that we have talked about it, the more and more people I'm finding that I'm not alone. And my tattoo says I'm not from here. I really feel that I am from another, my DNA, because my whole family's had very similar experiences, not from here.
Right. Right. And, I know I've had contact, with the Light Council, right? I have contact. I've gone on shamanic journeys and hitting my guides and contacted, those from not of this universe or this dimension or however you want to put it. Right. It lights me up to talk about this. I love it. I get tinfoil hat and all. I love talking about this. It's just being here in Vegas. No, I haven't been to Area 51 yet. I know. Ooh, but it's okay. I don't hang out at the Strip either, but that's all right. But just the fact to have that contact and my family, my grandfather, Air Force, right? My uncle, Air Force, my mother, we had a little bit of a conversation about, having some experiments done through the times when she was a child, and that need to be in the doctor and get that reward comes and stems from that. So there is contact, whether it's of this earth or the military, or it's not of this earth and outside that universe and that cosmic realm. There is just that contact is there. The contact is generational and it activates the DNA, and it just lights me up because it's just, I feel it. They're here,
There's something going on. There's something going on that I can't explain. I think I've been in Vegas almost 40 years. I'm from Northern Nevada. I'm a native Nevadan. And what's so unusual, I'm a 6th generation native Nevadan. And being in Nevada, we have had some crazy experiences here. It's funny because you hear a lot of things happening in the state of Nevada. And what's so funny is have you ever heard of Bigelow Aerospace?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I met him before he was Bigelow Aerospace. And can I tell you, I met him through my family. And now that going back and looking at some of these, since I was a baby, I was at Burning Man. I had an experience there twice. And I'm sober because I'm a kid. My mom, whole other different story. And my real name is Rainy Day. I swear to you, you can Google me. It's Rainy Ann Day, born in Reno, Nevada, 1961. I've always been different. But have you ever heard of Billy Corgan from, I think it was the Smashing Cranberries, or, oh gosh, what is
Smashing Pumpkins?
Something like that.
Smashing
Cranberries, pumpkins. It's a fruit. I heard him on Howard Stern and also with Joe Rogan talking about he met a real life shapeshifter, and this being shifted in front of him, and he had 2 different exposures to that. my friend Catherine, I'm not going to tell her last name because this is her story, and if she's not out with it, I'm not going to out her, because this is, highly, a lot of people get freaked out by this, but you and I
Right.
are like, because we've had
free flag.
experiences. Right? Rainy day. Psychic medium. There's your sign. Right? But I've had 2 experiences at Burning Man with shapeshifters. Give me a little bit of a highlight, and I'll go into it deeper, but a little highlight about one of your experiences.
Oh gosh, which one do I start with? Yes, I've had experience with shapeshifters. I've seen them at the stoplight. Just the whole
Here in
face.
Vegas?
Here in Vegas. I've seen them throughout my life as a young child. No, and at this moment, I can't pinpoint the time. I'm just coming back into a lot of this stuff, but it's so normal for me. Or to see people change, if I'm at the casino and to see one person walk this way and then take another step and it's a totally different person. And you can feel that same energy because, hey, I'm an empath and I'm an energy worker. So I can feel that same energy and that vibe.
Good point.
Right. And to be able to look at someone and actually see whether it's in the car, or we're in Vegas, it's a casino, maybe in the grocery store, but to see hey, you see a different being behind their mask. And that's so right now, our mask, what's hiding behind the mask, what's truly behind the mask, right? They don't want it to come out. Is it slipping? Is your face slipping, right? Because that's why you got to hold it on, because you don't want people to see your mouth. You don't want people to communicate and understand the vibration of the tonality that you're spewing when you speak. And so
tonality
that
is
face.
Huge.
Yeah.
Because Catherine, I almost threw her under the bus, outed her. So Catherine and I, not together, had a very similar experience. And it's so funny. Hers was at Life is Beautiful and mine was at Burning Man. I don't know if they love these kinds of events, but 2 times the same being when I was little. You all walk at the end for the grand finale, which is the Burning Man, hence Burning Man.
Yeah.
And back in the day, kids were, I could run free and wild, and we weren't worried about, somebody going to take her or do something crazy. That time, that's before it was so commercialized. It was a community. I felt loved. I felt taken care of. And so I'm walking by myself late at night towards the Burning Man. Who knows where mom is? Who knows where some of my adult friends, because I was surrounded by adults most of my young childhood. And here comes this beautiful, tall, slender, which at the time I thought was female. And it was almost as if she had this translucent like cape, but over her head, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but translucent in this beautiful white and flowing. Oh my gosh, it was just beautiful. And she said to me physically with her mouth, "Here, can I walk with you?" And long arms. And it's almost as if she didn't have to bend down. Her arms were so long and her fingers were so long. She grabbed my hand, and when I looked up at her, and it's so vivid, I have a photographic memory, and I remember almost everything, which is a gift and a curse. But as I looked at her, her whole face shape changed, and literally her eyes got really big, and it's almost as if I heard a click, and her eyes just changed. Her whole being just kind of changed, and that tonal thing that you just said, that was the communication. It was almost like being communicated to through a vibration and a song without anything being physically heard, if that makes sense to you.
Right. Absolutely.
And saw her twice within 4 years of each other. Catherine, God, I almost did it again.
Just say your friend.
Forgive me, Catherine. She had a similar experience, and there was like face-to-face contact. Almost the same exact experience. And we had never talked about it before. So there's something to it. I know it was real. I was there. I was a kid. I wasn't high. I'd never done drugs. Never done that.
Right.
But it was a beautiful experience, because something that from that moment forward, from the first time, I never felt alone, ever.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I have never felt alone on good and bad, with dark and light, depended upon when we did a lot of paranormal things or we did ghost busting, because that's when we did worked at the went through the haunted houses with my mother when I was younger. So that kind of turned a little bit differently. But when I was younger, I remember those, beings, elemental beings. And it was almost like everybody, the great thing of it was everybody had a costume to me. Right? When you see these beings and you're younger, how do you portray that to other people? Because I didn't know what I was seeing. I didn't have that luxury at the time to have somebody explain it to me, because they were trying to distance or try to re-identify what that was in your life, and having that protection. So, seeing different beings, thinking that, oh, they're just costume characters coming into my life, and they have this light energy, and they did for a long time until I hit a certain age. But now, when you know what it is, and that feeling, like a parent, when your kid's okay, and when your kid's not okay, you have that inner knowing, you have that inner, that intuition, that's there. That's how we communicate. But with a tonality, we're working with music, or we work with crystal bowls, we work with tuning forks or drums, or in meditations.
Telepathy.
That's
I've had a telepathic experience as well. But did you find, my family, this had happened to several of them. My grandmother Oz, her father was governor of Nevada. I mean, they were very well educated, very well known family. We didn't openly talk about it, but we didn't deny it ever. We always claimed it. But as I grew older, it almost felt like I couldn't talk about it, because not only am I different to begin with, I'm just even more different. Right. So tell me some of the people that, like when I watched, and what I want to do is I want to start sharing that you guys, welcome Sandra. Thank you for joining. Welcome, awesome. Sandra. I thought maybe we could also start sharing, some things that people can actually Google and look up for themselves, because I don't think you should trust me or Nicole. I think you should figure out what resonates with you. Don't you think, Nicole? That's for me. I'm here to give you information, guys. I'm here to tell you what we've experienced, and I want you to go check this out yourself. But when I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I was just enthralled. How about you? I felt like I've experienced that.
The mashed potatoes.
Right?
And that's Jacques Vallée in there. That's after the scientist that's in Close Encounters, right? And Jacques Vallée is coming down to Laughlin. I think it's in November. And that's a man that has an education. That's a scientist himself. That is a man who is written books. That is a man in the greater sense. Not only is he a scientist and he knows what he's talking about, but he has companies. He's an entrepreneur. He knows what's going on a grander scale. So, whether you're talking about remote viewing or being a psychic, or you're talking about alien stuff, it's there. It's just like vitamin C. It is there. It's on the internet. You need to look for it. So just as much as it's not there and people deny it, you can see for yourself. You look at other countries, Peru and is it the Inca, and they see and they talk about it, right? Or in Brazil, they see it, they talk about it, they sing about it.
Egyptian symbolism.
Egyptians, right? You go
to aliens.
Yeah, absolutely, like metal bands, Soulfly. They're Brilliant.
I
right?
love Soulfly.
Right. Pantera. Sepultura. Anyway, so you
love
look
Sepultura.
At these, Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. The Purple Haze is about the smoke. So what they're singing about, there's something to that's their experience. One, but two, look at all these scientists coming out. Look at all these people about disclosure. You have Stephen Greer, he's a doctor. You have
so Stephen Greer has a movie out on Prime. It's Encounters of the Fifth Kind or Encounters of the Fifth Dimension, something like that. Just Google Stephen Greer on Prime Video. That movie's amazing. And Nicole and I have joined what they call a CE5 group, Close Encounters of the Fifth Dimension group. They have meetups all over the world where you can go out. We were supposed to go to a camping thing, but we didn't go. But I had a friend who went. They go out and they meditate and they call in and make contact.
Right.
There's physical evidence. There's pictures. There's what else do they do? They use lasers.
Right. But you have Caroline Corey, who does she's done some contact movies that she has people in and scientists, and you have
I'm writing that down. What's her name?
Caroline Corey, and she does meditation. So she's all about vibration. She's all about sound. She's got some movies coming out. You've got ESETI. ESETI's James Gilliland. James Gilliland goes around the world, and he speaks about this. He has his ranch that he calls ESETI, and that's that extraterrestrial contact. He constantly has scientists on there, not just energy workers, not just shamans. And I don't mean the shaman in a box, but I mean real shaman. And he's got scientists up there. Look at Billy Carson. He works with people who are scientists. He has his grandfather, look at that. I mean, you have the Space Force. Okay. What do we have that for? Why is the government maybe they're going to put it off for a little bit, but why does the government have Space Force? We have Space Force because there's life out there. Whether it's for the good or the bad, that's a whole different discussion, but the Space Force is out there.
That started with Ronald Reagan.
Yes. Oh, and Ronald Reagan, Lucille Ball made comments many times. She will never go up on a plane again at the time with Ronald Reagan because he used to see aliens. There were ships that flew with him all the time. Jackie Gleason's talked about it too. And Jackie Gleason knew a lot of military or presidents. So follow the connection, and that's what it is. And the reason we're here is to share about that and to share that, hey, that telepathy is real. Hey, that remote viewing is real. Hey, it's been used. There's science to it. There's government money to it. The senator that Bigelow worked with from Sparks, Nevada, Harry Reid.
He's from Searchlight, Nevada.
Searchlight.
Senator Harry Reid. Yeah. Senator Harry Reid is a native born in Searchlight, Nevada, and has been fighting for generations along with George Knapp, Channel 8 News, who is an investigator. And it's funny because a lot of this stuff is in Vegas.
Right.
So look up. So you're talking about government and people who have people who are revered and they have the science to back them. J. Allen Hynek, he made a cameo in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He was the head of Project Bluebook. Go on the History Channel. They have a docudrama, but it does follow a lot of its true life events called Project Bluebook. Steven Spielberg used him as part of his consultant to that movie. So, I mean, these aren't just names that are quacky. These aren't names that, like Miley Cyrus. If you watched our introduction, Miley Cyrus said something. Post Malone said something. Fran Drescher says that she even has an implant from an alien. Some people may not take them as credible, but come on, these people. Why would they say some of that stuff? Miley Cyrus, I don't know. I'm trying not to make judgment.
Right. But some of that is if you go outside of that, and Stephen Greer's is just for an FYI here, Stephen Greer's movie is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, and Caroline Corey is Superhuman. That is her movie. So they have the scientists in there. They have evidence in there. We can talk about evidence all the time. Go to Linda Moulton House. She's got pages and pages and pages and pages. I can't even get through 5 minutes of there's so much intense information. The point is it's out there. The point is it's been seen. The point is we need to bring it out. Disclosure is not going to happen. Hey, we just got that disclosure document that came out a few weeks ago, right?
Well, it didn't discount It didn't discount that they're
Right.
not here. It didn't come out and say that they're here. But you have a naval airship filming this and can't even keep up with it. Is it our technology that we're just not telling people? Who knows? My husband worked at Area 51, and my best friend. My husband can't tell me anything. I've tried to get him drunk and ask him. But he just can't, because for the rest of his life, I mean, he had a top secret clearance higher than the president.
Wow.
Ex-military, 24 years, very credible guy, very normal guy. But he can, for the rest of his life, be polygraphed and go to federal prison if it's not declassified. But again, he's just very silent on it. My very best friend, Jeff, very silent on it. But can I tell you, I have met some people from Area 51 that said that Bob Lazar is a credible person.
Right. How did he have W-2s? You don't get, and back in the day, you didn't have the computer and the printer to make that stuff like we do today, where we can falsify any document. It's credible. Enough people have searched it. Enough people have searched it towards that towards that point of credibility. And it's right now, it's really sharing disclosures. First of all, on the disclosure, it's anything but no is yes. They didn't say no, so therefore it's yes. So if you're doing your detective work and you're looking at it from that type of work, and you're doing your forensics on it and you're doing your investigation, anything but no is yes, right? Just like a cheater, right? Were you there? Well, I wasn't here. So they're going to tell you
your
any
background
story, right?
Is you were a police officer.
Well, I wasn't a police officer. I worked in juvenile hall. And I did work for the police department. However, security, many years of experience in that. However, you're in that, you understand what people are saying. You understand how to read people. We do it. It's the same. We do it as energy workers. We do it as coaches. We do it as psychics. You're reading people's energy. You're reading their body language. You're reading their tells. What way are they looking? What are they, how are they speaking? What are they saying? What are they not saying? Most of all, right? That's very, very important. But let's share that, even Stephen Greer, when you're talking about Stephen Greer, he shares with people how to make the contact. How are you making contact? What is your body vibrating at? What are you looking for? They're not all bad. They're not all good. Benevolent.
And that's something I want to talk about sometime, is the different types of aliens. And he talks about that consciousness. That's how you contact these people. I say people, that's how you contact these beings. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we want to talk about all of this. We want to talk about more about shapeshifters, our experiences. Our 30 minutes is almost out of time, but we want to educate you. We want to talk. I'd love to do, because my great uncle was a remote viewer. And even who was the president Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter actually said that he has one credible instance that he can say was an actual account of what happened. A Russian airplane was downed, and our government wanted to get that plane, to get the technology. And they had remote viewers from Stanford Research Institute, SRI. And they say it was a woman, but it wasn't. That's all I'm going to say. And this person, could be a relative, found that airplane and was 2 degrees off, had never been to this place where they found the airplane. Very specific. I want to talk about that kind of stuff. What do you want to start talking about? What can people look forward to us talking about? Yeah. See, I'm turning red. I'm getting all excited.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm watching you over there. You're cooking. You're on fire. What I'd love to share with people is, let's go past the paperwork. Let's go past the research. Let's go past with the science, but also one level higher. Where can we get into the vibration of it? Because I'm absolutely jiving with what you're saying right now. But people have talked that to death. Operation Paperclip, Area 51. Let's move past how to make contact. Let's move past what remote viewing is for. Let's move to, up past it another level. Let's bring you up at another level so we can talk about the juicy good stuff that everybody's waiting for somebody to talk about.
And I would love to give people evidence and identifiers. I would love for people to know how I do it. And Nicole can share how she does some of the stuff that she does. So not only we want to educate you. I think that's why we're here, Nicole. We're here to talk about and elevate. I love that you say Dr. Stephen Greer wants the whole world's consciousness to be raised, because the government can't take our mind from us.
Although in 2020, they tried.
Yes. And I have some other things too, like Britney Spears and the MK Ultra and
DARPA.
Right? Yeah, we'll go down that rabbit hole. This is a rabbit hole. So next week, we'll start, or not next week, every other week, we'll be here Wednesday night at 8 p.m. because this is not for children, for 30 minutes. We may start extending it to an hour, it just depends. But this is kind of our premiere. Nicole, I just adore you. I think you are so incredibly well-rounded, eclectic. You know your shit. And I am so fortunate and grateful that you and I are going to be doing this.
This is awesome. Thank you. Where
awesome can we find you again?
Love it.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you?
I'm on Facebook. Go to @Sabotage Smasher. I'm on everything, or under Nicole Borghi. You guys will find me right here. It's up on the Zoom chat. My name's up there. Just look for me. I'm here.
And I'll put all the information in the details. So thank you, Nicole. I will see you in 2 weeks. Let's see. That date is August 25th, 8 p.m. We'll go for 30 minutes. We may go a little longer, and we will start letting you know what we're going to be talking about in 2 weeks. God bless you, Nicole. I love you. You're amazing. We're going to dive deep. I'm ready.
Nanu.
Oh, look at you. I love that. Show us your shirt.
Oh, hey, I'm just visiting.
I love you so much. I love you. Good night, everybody. Thank you for